Okay. Okay. Here's my question. I'm going to put it on my description on this one. Do you have a trip in your future? We won't say where, but it's going to be around lifting suitcases and traveling and doing things that you want to do. And so we don't think about it until we have a trip plan. So here we go. So with that said, I have my dog chasing a ball around here. So she acts like a cat. So here's what you do. If you want to be ready for a trip, we're going to get warmed up first, but see this? This is my little suitcase. Now, this is a roll-on, but it's one of those, it's not quite, I'll bring my other one. I was going to get it out this morning, but I will get it one of these workouts. So here's the deal. You're getting ready for a trip. You're going to have to hoist your suitcase into the car, out of your bedroom, etc. Before you do that, take a stance, open your arms, give a turn, push, give a turn, push. Do you see how I'm rotating my shoulders? So I'm going to hold my ground here, and this time I'm going to do a full pivot because I want a lot of motion going on. See, I'm going to full pivot. So here's the deal. Right then, when I did this, guess what some of y'all did? You did this, but you did this, and you didn't even know it. So what's going to be in the caption for those of you coming on that didn't hear my tirade before I started recording today? Look at here. Do you see what I'm doing while I'm prepping you for the next move? Yeah, I'm shifting. I'm tightening. I'm dropping. Drop the shoulders. Brace. Soften your knee. When you rotate from side to side, soften your knee. You don't have to lift anything. Just rotate your weight on your full foot. And all you do is lift your toe. That's it. Now again, drop your shoulders, take a breath through your nose. And if you have your feet wide, I don't want you lifting them. All I want you to do is release your foot. And as you shift your weight, that's what gets your motion. This is a great way to warm up, especially when you're going to start picking up suitcases. So that's the topic of today's workout. Do you have a trip in your future? I don't know what kind of a trip, but some of you do. You're thinking about booking trips right now. Are you starting to feel it right here? These right here should be warming up right now. Okay? Now we're going to step. We're going to pivot. But when you pivot, instead of bending in your back, lift up through your rib cage. Okay? That's number one. Number two, start tightening this cheek, the pivot leg, tightening it. Then I'm going to go this way with this hand, but this one, the palm is up. So why is that significant? See, I can go from here to here several times and keep pivoting here. See, I'm working on the foot, the ankle, shoulders, back, and I'm going to go palm up here and palm down here and say rib cage up. And then I come back and I pivot the other side. This is a great, if you can just remember these two, maybe one more, to warm up before you start heaving suitcases. So here I am. Remember the shifting where we were doing this? Yeah, and it was starting to heat up here. It should have. Now I'm going to tuck my chin because I'm going to pivot the other side. I'm going to turn. See that? So many of you, I see that happen all the time. I'll sit back when I'm taking courses and I'll just watch the participants. The minute they do this, they round. So we don't want to do that. We're going to say rib cage up, tightening in, drop my shoulders, pivot. So see, this toe is forward. This toe is definitely pivoted. See, I can go down and up, and then I'm going to go point. And now this one, the palm is heading up. But guess what's not heading up, or what should not head up? Your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. And then you can come in and you can go back. And you want to see how your ball and socket right here in your shoulder is functioning. See here? When you do this, if you have to lift your shoulder way up so it doesn't catch, be aware of that. Okay, drop your shoulder. Sorry, this is live classes. And I'm howling dog. It's the trap. Okay, here, Ruby. Jeez. Oh my gosh. She's howling. Okay, come back in and push. And the palm is up. Drop your shoulders and come back. Okay. Be quiet or I'm going to put you in the cage. Okay. Oh, that's the morning activity. Okay, after you've done that, then you already have a wide stance, correct? So now I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go back, okay? Forward. I'm not lunging, but I went from here. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. This is the foot that I had totally reconstructed. When you change your stance, just warming up the joints. So as you do this, take your shoulders, tap on your shoulder here, come right here. Pull and pull. Keep your chin tucked, your rib cage up, and then I'll shift to the other side. Right here, brace. You gotta brace. You gotta know what bracing is different than pulling a belly button in. Yeah, it's different. Big breath through the nose. Okay, let me put another little challenge to you right now. What if you were doing all these motions? Your hand here, your hand back here, your hand here, your hand back here. This leg swinging front to back. But you had 6 pounds in each hand. See, if you had 6 pounds in each hand, that would probably change the way you approach this. That's what you have to start thinking about, your motions. You don't have any business putting a lot of weight into movement in the form of free weight until you know how to move. That's number one. Now, number two, you're going on a trip. This is the last move that I'm going to do to warm up. I'm going to not use my pad on the chair. Okay, that's number one. Here's my chair. If I know that I'm at risk for losing my balance when I bring my leg up to a chair height, guess what? I'm not ever going to do that unless I have a wall, a chair, a seat, or a pole at my disposal. I'm going to always have a pole when I go to take a big step. Okay, so once you come up there, then you move. You move forward. You feel the stretch here. You come back up. So when I move into a forward bend, what are you going to do with your lower leg? Everybody should be screaming at the screen. You soften your knee. Yes. Soften your knee. Push your butt back. Keep your chin tucked. And you come down here and you try to reach down past the chair as far as you can. And then you move forward and backward. Forward and backward. And see, I have my little pole right here. Put my hand down. Forward and back. Forward and back. And come back and come back. That's a nice wide range of motion. Okay? So here I go. Other leg. Put that leg up there. What's the first thing you do? Soften your knee. Yes. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Breathe in through your nose. Make sure you're secure in case you need to. Sure, you can do this without touching anything, but you need to have it there for safety. Now I'm going to push my butt back as I hip hinge forward with my knee soft. I'm going to try to pat the chair in front of me. So this is the hip that's really tightening up on me on this side. I'm much more mobile in this hip that's replaced. This hip is tight because I'm dealing with arthritis. I got a diagnosis. I wanted to rule out anything else. And so I have to deal with arthritis, like many, many of you. Drop your shoulders, take a breath through your nose, put your hand on the chair, try to reach down past the seat. Keep your knee up, don't bend that knee inside or outside. And then when you get ready to come up, the knee is bent and you come up like that. Yeah, take a big deep breath. After you've done that motion, after we've done these, right? And then I ask you to put your foot up on a high ledge, And yeah, you could stand here and do 20 of them, but I wanted you to push your range. So on the tail end of that, before I go to pick up weight, now I'm going to grab that chair, the seat. I'm going to step wide. I'm going to take and roll my back. And I'm going to shift into one foot then the other. We call this wagging the tail. That's exactly what we're doing. Drop your shoulders. You're in a full foot press into the floor. You're not going into the toe or the heel. But when you're in this position, soften the knee and make sure that you go as far as you can to one side. Then you go as far as you can to the other side. You drop those elbows. Go, 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 go. Take a breath. And yeah, this should feel really good. You can stay down here and do this press, you know, as many times as you need to get the kinks out. I say, get the kinks out. But whenever I go to side, see, I want to keep my back pretty extended. I don't have my back rounded now. Okay, now I'm going to go into the mad cat and then to the camel. So what we're doing is a modified cat camel. We can do it on the floor, but I want to prep your joints for lifting. Because what are we going to lift? Well, right out of the bag, you see here, I have a suitcase. It's a rolling one. Number one, you have to deal with your, and hopefully, so here's my goal. This is a half of a roller, okay? I put another bag on top of this and that's what I carry on. You might have a full carry-on. It will be up here. And I'll be doing that at another time. I just forgot to go get it. So this one is not really loaded, okay? It's probably, I mean, it's got some stuff in it. So what I want you to do, and some of you may not be ready for this workout, even though when I post this, I'm going to say, have you got a trip planned? In this segment, if you don't have a suitcase at hand, or a carry bag that you have loaded. See, my carry bag is here that I could pull it up. If whatever you use for a carry, I have 2 of these. This is 10 pounds, okay? This is about 25 pounds, this right here. See that? So this is probably, I would say 8 pounds. Okay, it's not very loaded. So have one of these carries ready. If you don't have a carry with you, which if you're in my class, I hope by now you have figured out how to have a carry, okay? So you just pick up a weight, and what I'd like you to pick up is at least 9 pounds, okay? Because I can tell you that if I have 9 pounds here, this is about 8 pounds. See that? And so what you need to know about this is, have something that you can pick up. Have something you can pick up. It doesn't have to be the same. This is 9 pounds exactly, okay? This might be 8, it might be 7. You don't typically have bags that are the very same weight. That's number one thing to remember about traveling, is you're going to have various weights that you're going to be carrying. And so you have to be very proficient at sizing up the minute you pick something up, if one side is heavier than the other. Why is that important? Because you have to be prepared so that you don't get your back out of whack, okay? Does that make sense? So I'm just doing a walk, betting, seeing how heavy this is or not. See that? Okay, now I'm gonna go wide, and I'm gonna step in, and I'm gonna step back. Do you realize that by just adding these 2 little hand weights to this move right here, okay, it's not that challenging. I don't want it to be that challenging right now, okay? I just want you to get your movement on. I can't go and load people if they cannot move through a range of functional moves with just good body mechanics, okay? So what I did was, I have 9 pounds here. I have probably 7 or 8 pounds here, okay? When I go forward, I have to ask, am I breathing? Number one. Many times you get so out of breath for the simple reason that you hold your breath when you're managing any kind of a weight load. Actually, a lot of people who find it hard to stand up and sit down hold their breath when they go to do that task. So I'm swinging my leg forward and back. I'm rotating my ankle here. I'm going into the toe, lifting the heel, dropping my shoulders, really extending my back, because you don't know this, but the minute you guys put weights in your hands and you move forward, that move right there, if I came into the room, I would probably go over and physically correct your rounded shoulder and rounded propensity coming in like this, because that's not what we want to do, okay? If we are traveling, we want to give our body every chance we can to move correctly, because that's what's going to make you stronger and be able to do it more efficiently. Does that make sense? I'm going to switch to the other leg now, okay? Now, I've been walking around the airport. I've had a little bit heavier weight here, a lighter weight here. So what do we normally do? We switch it, because we're like, I have to make my gait, and it's getting dadgum heavy. So I'm going to switch the weight. See? So I can feel that this one is heavier than this one. So I switch. Then I do my little task of motion, and it's forward, and then it's backward. And when I step back with these weights, I do not want to point my foot out. I want to keep the trajectory going forward. So I'm bending the supporting leg, dropping my shoulders. When I come forward, right here's your key, right here. Extend your back by saying rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. Do a little press down with the back knee. See that? Keep your shoulders down, and don't try to bring your weights up here. or your suitcase is up, you have to let them hang at the shoulders. This is why your shoulder position right now is very, very important. Okay? So I hope this is giving you some ideas. We're going to keep moving here. Big breath. So let's say I've got to my gate now. And now guess what I got to do? I got to put my suitcase up overhead in the overhead bin. Why? Because I'm going to get yelled at if I don't. Right? So here's my bag. So you may not have a bag, but put your weight, get your free weight. Pretty, see, I still have stuff in there from my last trip. Games for the kids, you know, all this kind of stuff. I have my stretchy bands right there. So what am I going to do? Guess what? I'm going to put my weights right in here. So if you don't have a bag, use your carry bag or pick up a heavy weight. Okay, you're going to do the very same thing that I'm going to do with this bag. You're going to do with your handheld weight. Got it? So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to put this on top to keep it kind of steady. I'm going to zip it up. I hope you're noticing how I'm bending. Are you noticing? I'm bending like this to get down here to work on my bag. I'm using my legs, not my back. Oh, I see this all the time. You go down to fix something in your suitcase, and instead of getting the right position, a little wider, hip swing, keep my chin tucked, use my legs. That's why we work on these. Almost every session I do sit to stand motions or modified or full squats, see? And many of us have joints replaced. We have a knee, two knees, two hips, one hip replaced. You can't go as deep as everybody is telling you you have to go. No, you need to go as far as you can with good position. And I'm going to work on my suitcase. See, I'm working on my suitcase. Then I get it ready. I button down everything. I put my little thing, my little handle down. I get ready, and now I'm going to pick it up. So this is one of our first big moves of the day. And what are you going to do if you don't have a bag right now because you weren't ready for this? You're going to pick up one weight that's as heavy as you think you can handle from the floor or from the chair. Put it on your chair. You could do that. I'll do it with this one. So what did I get? What did I choose? This is 15 pounds. In there is 15 pounds. Okay. So if you don't have a suitcase like I'm going to do right now, because I just got back from a trip earlier in July, and I know what I had to do. And I didn't want to have somebody help me. So put your weight in the chair and go from the chair. If you can put it in the floor, put it in the floor. But here's my bag. I'm going to grab by the handles. I'm going to bring it up. See that? Put my hand under it, grab, and then I'm going to put it up in the overhead bin. And then I'm going to come down and come down and come down. Now, could you do that 20 times? 15 pounds. So here's how you look. You can go from the chair. That's okay. I will allow that. That's modification. I'm going to go from the floor, but you could go from the chair. See? Okay. So this is how you would do it at home when you don't have your suitcase. I want you to try this with your suitcase, though. I want you to be well practiced, ready to go. However, if you're going to go on a trip in a day or two and your back is kind of out of whack, well, I would load it a lot lighter. Okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to come down here. You're going to grab your weight. You're going to bring it up just like you have to do an overhead bin. Then you're going to bring it in, and then you're going to come down. You're going to be very mindful of what you're doing with your knees, your hip, and your back. Put it down, take a breath, rotate into the heels, pull, squeeze your butt, and come in and come down. I just put it in the overhead bin and come back down. Okay, now you're going to keep doing that with your weight, either from the floor or from the chair. That's okay. I'm going to do it from here. So I'm at my seat. People are all around putting their stuff up. You know. I'm going to bring it over here so I can go all the way up with it. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to grab it. Do you see this? Do you see this? You grab it. You have to have enough strength here to pull it up so you can grab it. Tight tummy, keep your butt out. Push your butt back, bring it up, and put it up in that overhead bin. Then bring it down and bring it down. Take a big deep breath. Try it with both hands, because you never know what position you're in. So grab this one. So this is my left hand, my weaker one, the one that gives me trouble. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to grab it from the underneath. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to put it up and into the bin. Bring it down and bring it down. Big breath. So anytime you start feeling like you're a little tight, one side or the other, take a stance and just go turn. Don't sling. You're trying to give your back a chance to get as loose on the other side as the other side, because for whatever reason, you might have kicked up a little, you know, that little irritating tightness that you feel. So anytime in a trip, put your suitcase down, go to, you know, back yourself up to a wall while you're waiting for a bathroom or a drinking fountain. You don't have to put your hands up here. Just do this. See this? This little move right here would save you so many times, because you know what you're doing? You're giving your back a break. No pun intended. You are recovering from the fast walking, carrying weights. You're recovering. See? Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, and do just a little heel lift, just a little heel lift, because that gives you enough time to pull this knee down. Okay, so step back into your heels and a tiny little pivot. So you're just doing this. A lot of times in the airport, this is what I see people doing. Oh, they're just going at it, just like this. They just keep going. I'm like, no. Slow it down. Drop your shoulders, soft knees, yeah. A little pivot and pull your hands. Open your hands, close your hands. Drop here. Drop the chin. Take a breath. Little pivot. Here we go. Drop the shoulders. Okay, open and close my hands, because you're grasping and you're gripping things, your suitcase handles and all that. Turn. See, I just do it slowly. Just go all the way and let your shoulders down. Then when you've done that a couple of times, then you bring your shoulders to your ears and you push them back and you push them down. You only have to do it maybe once or twice. Okay, now we're doing this as a training session, so I'm going to go right back in. Use your weights or the suitcase or your carry bag. See, here's my carry bag. So I have a carry bag that I usually put on top of my little suitcase. Okay, and if this was, I don't know, let's say your carry bag that goes on top of your pull bag. See, let's pretend you're Nancy. Nancy's going, oh, brother. Let's pretend we had to bring a lot of shoes. Well, this might be hard to manage because it's a soft bag and it's got movable things in it. But we have to be able to go from one side to the other, and we have to be able to bring it up right to here so that we can put it on our suitcase. That's our carry-on. We're going to roll. Okay, and then when we get there, we have to take it off of the carry bag. So I'm going to bring it all the way down. This is my carry bag. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to pull it down. And every time I go to set it down, I'm gonna take big breaths. And I'm gonna keep my rib cage up. And as I go down, as I come up, I'm using my quads, my gluteals, my biceps. Okay? So I have to be strong enough to be able to handle that bag of shoes, Nancy. Well, if it was Kathy, maybe it would be pickleball equipment. Who knows? Who knows what you're carrying? I usually have treats and games and junk like that for my grandkids. Take a breath. Okay, bring it all the way up. Hopefully your carry bag is heavy enough to make you feel those biceps. Back down. Now hold it. Don't go all the way down. Bring it up. Take a breath. Hip hinge. Bring it up. Breath. Hip hinge. Here we go. Breath. Back down. So you have to be ready to travel. And part of that is being strong enough to manage your carry-on luggage. Okay? So that's what this program today is going to be hitting at. See where we're at. Oh, we're good. Okay. Now, I did a carry and a carry. So now here is my carry-on bag. See that? And I can hear some of you saying, which I don't know why, but Tim's name comes to my mind. He would say, well, geez, Jeannie, I'm just going to roll that. I don't need to do anything. Well, Tim would say that. So I'm telling you, you never know. You have to be ready. What if a wheel came off your bag, Tim? What if that? Then you'd have to carry the whole dang thing, wouldn't you? Okay, so I'm going to go down and grab the bag in a typical way that I see people doing it all the time. My goodness, I would do it if I weren't thinking about it. Oh, here's my bag. You mean it won't roll? Oh, geez, I have to pick it up. So we do this. We lock our legs, we bend over, we round our backs, and we pull it. That's what we do. That's not what we want to do. So again, here it is. The rollers on my bag came off or broke. So I'm going to take the bag by its handles. Hopefully you have good handles. This is where choosing a proper carry-on is a big deal. Now I'm going to put it from that side to this side. Okay. You may not know this, but that move, this one right here that I just did, that I now did again, see this? The minute you do this, you have to be mindful that I am putting almost 20 pounds on only one side. When I go to put it on the other side, I want to keep it close. I don't want to swing it way out and round my back. That's what everybody does. And their knees are locked. A double whammy. So I'm going to go from here across to here. That way I don't put pressure on those back extensor muscles, and especially right in the vertebrae itself that are not built for that type of mechanics. It's built to bend, but bend at your hip. Keep your tummy tight. Pull it. Okay, keep your knees soft. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. All those things. Then take a couple of steps with that 20 pounds hanging on your side. Then back up, because oh my goodness, I might be in a place where it's uneven or it's, God forbid, slick. I have to be able to navigate. Okay, I have 20 pounds here. I have to keep as level as possible. My knees are soft. I'm going to take a big deep breath. And every time I take a breath, I'm going to say rib cage up, tighten in my tummy. Yeah, so it's front to back. Take these little steps. See, when you have joints replaced, You are not going to be taking huge steps. I don't care if you don't have a suitcase hanging off you. 20 pounds worth, okay? It's probably over 20 pounds now because it's 15 and the other is about, was at 10. Yeah, well, 7. 15 plus 7, what's that? Take a breath. Here we go. See what I did? Yeah, keep your shoulders down collectively. See? And then bring it out here. Take a step. You don't have to go fast. You just have to keep going right along. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. One more pass backwards with the broken roller carry-on bag. See that? Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to say the bag is still, you know, it's a broken bag. And I'm going to come up here. I'm going to move it up here. You can lean it on a chair, on a seat. Grab it. When you go to grab it, what are you going to do with your butt? When you go to grab underneath to get ready to go overhead, you can put it on the side of one of your seats. Come like here. Now bring it in close, okay? Bring it in really close. Then you're going to come up and you're going to hoist it up above. Bring it down, and bring it down, and bring it down. Okay? So I just hoisted up a little over 20 pounds up and back. And some of you may not be doing this that heavy, but I'll guarantee you, you need to be able to hoist up 10 to 15 pounds. It could be 12 pounds. This is 15. So we'll come in close. And to practice the move that's very important that you be able to do when you're traveling is, this is 15 pounds. So 10 to 15 pounds, you got to be able to lift up over. So I'm going to come here. My back is extended. I've laced my fingers together. This is our training, okay? So hang on to your weight with your laced fingers. Come into the body. Now drop your shoulders. Hoist it up. You're putting it up above. You're bringing down and down, okay? Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Just think of the times you've traveled. I'm doing real moves that you need to be proficient in if your goal is to travel and not have to have help every single time you go to get in a plane, in a bus, in a train, in a car. You have to put certain bags in your trunk. You have to be able to navigate. And so I'm trying to show you the mechanics. So whenever I am here, my back's very extended. My knees are soft. My shoulders are down. I'm going to take a breath. Here it comes. Tight tummy. Tight tummy. Here we go. Up, up, up. Into that overhead bend. Drop your shoulders. Come down. Come down. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Up, over the head. And that overhead bend. Come in and down. So my goal is to get y'all ready so that you can be the one to help somebody who has not been working out with me here. Or anywhere for that matter. Okay? If you want your independence, you gotta be able to bring this up and over safely, and your mechanics matter. Here we go. Breath. Yeah. Bring it back down. I got 2 more. Here we go. Breath. Okay. Drop the shoulders. Yes. Before you start coming up with that weight, you got to drop your shoulders. You got to tighten up in your tummy. So drop, tighten, breath, hoist it up there. Bring it in. Bring it down. One more. Here we go. Back in. Yeah. And back down. Yay. Okay, I'm going to put this one down. Okay. I'm going to pick it up here in a minute. But I'm back to my little carry-on bag that, in fact, the wheel broke. Yeah, I'm just giving you that as a supposition. So now I'm going to get stronger in my legs in order to support the move I just did with you. And it's going to be one of the basic moves that I told you we need to always be able to do. Only this time, I'm doing it with a little over 20 pounds hanging off my shoulder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it right here. So this could be your carry. And I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to step back. How far, that's up to you. You step back as far as you feel you can. You're going to just let this bag hang out here. You're going to bend your elbows just a little bit. See, I'm going to bring it up here because I want to bend my knee down. And I'm going to hang out here. I'm going to go one. This is stomach, core, shoulders, legs, breath, 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 breath. Okay, now hold it there and now bend the knee down and come up. Bend the knee down and come up. You're on your toe and back, full foot on the front. And this is a hanging weight in the form of a carry-on bag. So say rib cage up. Yeah, say rib cage up. And when you come up, this is probably something you're not doing. When you come up to this point right here, squeeze your butt right on that cheek. Drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze. Now I want you to hold it in the drop. Hold it in, it's gonna pull you off balance. Be ready for that. Okay, hold it in the drop. So it's right here and just go 1, 2, 3. These are little flicks. See, just a little flick. Rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, breath. Now hold it in the down position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and come in. Don't put it down. Don't put it down. You're at a place where you can't put your suitcase down. It's all wet underneath you. Okay, hang on to it. Step back with the other leg as far back as you can. Let that bag go to the side so it's hanging right in front. Bend the back knee. Go down as far as you can. Rib cage up and come back up. Okay, so we'll do that first and then we'll go to the arms. Take a big breath because we're going to do 2 training moves here. This one where you're bending the knee and you're just letting the bag hang. You've got to keep your rib cage up. Got to keep your back extended. Take a breath. Take a breath. Make sure that knee is heading down. Do not let it flare. Don't let the knee flare. You want to go down as far as you can. See, I can only go a certain amount because the bending knee on me right now is my knee replace side. And so it's more tight. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Rib cage up. We got a couple more. Okay, every time you come up, have you been tightening in your gluteal right there? Tighten it. Yeah, contract. Here we go. Up. Tighten it, tighten it. Take a breath. Yes, tighten that gluteal. Should be shaking a little bit. Tighten it. Okay, now we're ready. Stay upright. Rib cage up. Now we're going to pull it up as if we were going to put it up, but we don't. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Up. Woo! And back down. Take a breath. Up. Back down. Take a breath. Bring it up. Back down. Take a breath. Up. Back down. Rib cage up. Okay. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. Stay with me. Breath. Right there. And back down. And back down. Here's your break time. Come right here. Remember? We're not going to start slinging like you see everybody doing. These are soft. We're going to pivot a little. See? We don't want them to think, you know, we don't want people kind of thinking something's really wrong with us, even though I don't really care. Hear this? See? See, my hands are here, shoulders are down. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to really turn. I'm not going to sling. I'm not going to use momentum. I'm turning. I'm giving my back a chance to recover from holding a position that we were using just a while ago. See this? Open my fingers. I'm just going to turn and go as far as I can to the side. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Right there, right there, right there. Yeah. And do that as many times as you feel you can. Knees are soft. Drop my shoulders. Oh, breath. Yeah, breath through the nose if possible. If possible. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. We're doing good. Okay. Now, we're going to come over to our chair. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to keel it back. I'm going to pick up a 9-pound weight. Okay. My other weight is in my carry bag, right? So here I am. And again, safety first. If you are having a little, you know, vertigo. We can make a new word for vertigo. Anyway, if you know that you have balance issues, get your pole in your hand or do this so that you can put your hand on a wall. Got it? So here I am. I'm going to come right here with my leg up because this is very positional. This is getting you ready for all the moves you have to do when you're traveling. Okay, here we go. Switch. I'm going to bring it up. So just getting your bearings, keeping your knees soft, shoulders down, take a breath, bring it up, and then come down. Switch, come up, and then come down. Okay, shift the weight, drop your shoulders, take a breath, bring that up. Guess what you're doing for a split second? Guess what you're doing? More than a split second, I would think, unless you're doing it very quickly. You are standing on one leg and you've got 9 pounds in your hands. I know it. See that? You've got to be very proficient at this move. One-legged standing. Boom. Yeah. See that? Just like that. And if you really want to push this little training move, do this move, go like this, barely tap, and go down and tie your shoe and come back and come back. Do that. Rotate, shift, bring it up. Take your time on the way up. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Then go 1, 2, 3, 4. If you just did that for 1 stinking minute through your days as one of your 2-minute challenges, oh my goodness, your balance would improve tremendously. See, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift, drop your shoulders, breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. You get the idea? That's what I want you to do. Okay. We're going to go right back to the 3 moves I started with. That was one of them. Here was the first one I did. I did it with no weights. I got 9 pounds right here because I'm pretending that this is Nancy's lunch is in her bag and it's 9 pounds. See this? I'm trying to think, who else can I pick on that's on here? Chrissy. This is Chrissy's lunch because she's a gardener. Okay, drop your shoulders. And I'm going to do this. Do you remember this? We started with this. Yeah, because your balance in these different positions, managing these weights when you're on a trip matter. And guess what? If you've done them, even if you are pushed off in a big way, in something very unexpected, somebody bumps against you or whatever, or let's say you're doing this and the plane jumps, or somebody puts on their brake. Let's say you're in a bus or a train, okay? If you've practiced this, one-legged standing, and you see I'm not lifting my leg, you guys. All I'm doing is releasing my toe. That's all I'm doing. I'm shifting, saying rib cage up, drop my shoulders. Here's my 9-pound weight. And all I'm doing is lifting a toe. That's it. And then hold it. Count 4. Put it down. Shift. See how I'm keeping it close? So anytime you're shifting weight in a bag, a suitcase, whatever, get it close. Shift, release your toe, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it down when you want to put it down. Bring it back. Do this 10 times. Do it 5 sets of 5. Let's say do 3 sets of 5. Okay? I'm just trying to give you a break. But you have to reposition. You can't just do this and not think about it. Drop your shoulders. Woo! Take a breath. Release your toe. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to add something right here. Same thing. Shift. Get ready. You're going to lift your toe. You're going to hold it here. And you're going to shift your weight from one hand to the other while you're holding into this position. And do it as many times as you can. Gotta keep your tummy tight. That supports your back. Rib cage up. Don't round your back. Shift. Woo! Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Shift. Soft knee. Rib cage up. Lift your toe up. Shift it back and forth. I don't mean shift. I mean move it from one hand to the other. Try to hang on to that balance. So I can tell a big difference from one leg to the other, from one arm pass to the other, because we're different. We're different in the way that we're different in the way we move and where we put pressure because of what's happened to us in our own lives. And trust me, everybody has their issues. Okay? So that said, we're going to do this little move again, where we're going to put our leg up, support yourself. Then I'm going to turn into this leg now. Okay? And I'm just going to I'm going to keep my knee up here. And as you go down, the postural line-up is super important. I'm on a full foot, meaning my toes are open. I'm not squinching up my toes. My knee is bending over my toe box. That's number 1. Number 2, this knee is not coming in because I'm going to use this hand and keep that knee out. As you push your butt back and you come down with your knee tracking over that toe box, you're going to hang out here for a little bit. You're going to take big breaths. You're going to drop your shoulders. This should be a gentle stretch, and you should be feeling moves. Now, straighten that leg. You're down, your hip hinged, and then you're going to bring your body right on in. As you push this knee out, then you bend your knee. Do not come up from that position. Bend your knee, then come up. That's a huge point. Okay? We'll go to the other side, and then we'll be out of here. This is a great move to master. Here we go. Leg is up. Support yourself on the wall, whatever you need. This leg stays open. Okay? This knee is going to track over the toe. The butt pushes back. The back is very extended. And I'm going to bend, 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 open, 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 bend, 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 hold, take a breath, hold, take a breath, hold, take a breath, bend. I'm gonna come up, 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 and bend my knees, straighten my knees, bring my body right into my knee area. And I bend going down, and I bend coming out of that move. I don't round my back except when I'm ready to do a cat camel. Wasn't this fun? You are ready. Do this one once a week until your trip, Chrissy. Oh, okay. I hope this will help. I don't think it went off, y'all. Did it go off? I hope. Oh, there.